All of these posts, Mr. Foreman knew they were untrue. And that's the actual malice that you heard about. He doesn't have to hate people. He doesn't have to anything else. If he knows they weren't true, that's actual malice. For public officials, he can't do that, and he did. Now, these deputies asked the defendant years ago to stop these posts, to take them down. He didn't. He ramped them up. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Worse and worse. You'll see what they are before the trial's over. Now, I'm going to ask you to come back with me to the summer of 2022. Adams County, here in West Union, here in this courthouse, the sheriff's office downstairs. There's a group of deputy sheriffs, several of them. A lot of them were raised here in Adams County, lived almost all their lives here. A lot of them have had their whole law enforcement careers here in Adams County. Some of them left Adams County for a while, but came back home here to be with the people that they know and know them. Some of them could have gone to the city, to Cincinnati or Columbus or somewhere else and made more money, but they stayed here in Adams County to be law enforcement officers, deputy sheriffs. They have wives, spouses, husbands, children, go to Adams County schools. This is where their lives are. 7 of those deputy sheriffs are here today. There's Randy Walters there on the left, Mike Eastep beside him, Lisa Phillips beside him, Sean Grooms beside him, Justin Cooley beside him, Detective Brian Newland beside him, and Sean Cooley, Justin's father, beside him. What brought them together was some information that Brian Newland came across in the summer of 2022. Some information that caused him to have to do something. So he typed up a search warrant and he took it to a local judge. The local judge looked at it, approved it, signed the search warrant, and Detective Newland started gathering deputy sheriffs to help execute this search warrant. And it was a search of defendant Foreman's property out on Russellville Road here in Adams County. Detective Newland will tell you that any search like this is potentially dangerous, so you like to have as many people as you can. The deputies had guns, of course. A couple of them had rifles, which is normal protocol in a situation like this. And there were about 10 of them altogether who were gathered to execute this search warrant in August of 2022. And these 7 were some of those deputies. The evidence is going to show that they approached, the evidence will show, first of all, none of these deputies had any idea when they woke up that morning that they were going to be executing a search warrant. None of them had any idea that by doing their duties that day, their lives would be turned upside down. That evening, they approached the premises, spread out the way they had it planned. They knocked on the door, no answer. Tried the doors were locked, doors were secured. They ended up gaining entry with a battering ram, had to knock the door down. Again, that's procedure that happens in executing warrants when that's the way you need to get in. Nobody was home. Nobody was home. Mr. Foreman wasn't home. He was away in Chicago doing a show. The deputies searched the house. They found a small amount of marijuana. They found a significant amount of cash. They seized the marijuana. They seized the cash. That's what they do. And that was pretty much it. No evidence of a major crime was found And so what happened was, after a while, the local sheriff ordered that decided there's not going to be any charges filed here, and so he ordered the cash to be returned. It was over $4,000 total cash found in some of Mr. Foreman's clothing and another place in his house. Um, Shortly after that, shortly after the cash was returned to Mr. Foreman, he began claiming on the internet and every place he could that the sheriff's deputies had stolen $400 from his of his money, hadn't returned it. You're going to hear the evidence about that, and we're going to demonstrate to you that that's not true and that he knew it wasn't true. There was an independent investigation done by Claremont County, but that didn't keep him from continuing to declare that Brian Newland in particular and the rest of these deputies are thieves. Okay, that's just the beginning of it. Then he went beyond calling these deputies thieves. As I've indicated to you, he called Brian Newland a pedophile. Not called him, he posted it, published it all over the internet in various posts. He found a photo of Detective Newland from a shop with a cop event that Mr. Newland attended with little kids, disadvantaged kids, kids in the community, shop with a cop, get them to know law enforcement. Mr. Foreman found a photo of Brian Newland holding one of these children that he worked with. And Mr. Foreman blocked out the face and put a smiley face on it and posted this picture of Brian Newland, and it says, Brian Newland is a pedophile. Watch your kids around this man. He likes to fondle little boys' testicles. Posted it all over the internet, not once, not twice, many, many times, seen thousands of times by people. People in the community started making comments to Detective Newland. His daughter came home from school crying because some kids had called their dad a pedophile. He used to coach cross-country teams. Some of the kids on his cross-country team started calling him a thief and a pedophile. He'll testify, he'll tell you that his daughters used to have kids over all the time. They like to hang out at his house and do things. After all this started, that stopped happening. Like kids didn't come over. Finally, Detective Newland felt like he couldn't continue to work in Adams County anymore. Adams County was his dream job. He started here as a deputy, worked his way up to detective. This is where he wanted to spend his career, but things soured out. He couldn't stand working here anymore. He resigned his job from the Adams County Sheriff's Department and went to Cincinnati and now works for the Norwood Police Department. He commutes, drives every day because he felt like he can't work here anymore. Now, Mr. Foreman, as I indicated a moment ago, saved his most severe attacks for Lisa Phillips. Lisa Phillips worked as a resource officer in the Adams County schools for 18 years. She used to greet the children, including Mr. Foreman's children, when they were dropped off at school in the morning. Said hello to them, made them feel welcome. Mr. Foreman posted that Lisa Phillips likes to have sex with other women. He used other words. She ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Pussy, 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 eating, blah, 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 over and over, thousands of times on the internet. People saw it, people laughed, people from out of state, but people here in Adams County would sometimes yell at her when they saw her. Hey, Lisa Lickumlow Phillips, that was his nickname for her. over and over. This has been going on for like almost 3 years now, folks. And it's taken a heavy toll on her. Her child came home from school crying, saying, because the kids were saying, did your mom have a sex change? Because of what they saw that he had posted. We asked him to stop. He doubled down. Thank you, Judge. She's out on call doing her duty. Someone yells at her, hey, Lisa Ligamalopeith, calls her a thief. She's had to miss days of work because of the emotional upset. Her doctor has her on medication because of this, because of lies. Just Friday, on the eve of trial, he published the most egregious thing you can imagine. I don't know if any of you have seen it. I think you will in this trial. It's basically pornography about Lisa Phillips. Mr. Foreman also targeted Deputy Randy Walters for special treatment. In several videos seen by thousands of people, Mr. Foreman declares, I used to fuck his wife. I used to fuck his wife doggy style. His kids, his daughter came home upset because the kids at school were saying, hey, is Afroman your father? We asked him to stop. He didn't. He's still publishing. There's new videos today coming out. In your face, I'm going to do what I want. Justin Cooley was targeted by Mr. Foreman as a thief. Sean Cooley, Mike Eastep, and Sean Grunes all suffered by being called a thief. They're sheriffs. They go to people's houses to do things. Hey, you're going to steal my money too? Their reputations have been damaged. It's harder for them to do their jobs. You'll hear all the evidence. That's what this case is about in terms of the facts. At the end of the case, you'll have to decide if Mr. Foreman should be held responsible for what he's done. That's what the case is about. Should he be held responsible? I indicated during our jury selection process the kind of damages we're going to be asking for, the non-economic, the value damages. You'll hear all the evidence. You'll have to decide, how bad was this? I think you're going to decide it wasn't just a little minor, said something bad about you. It was about as bad as you can imagine for these deputies. Reputation, pain and suffering, humiliation, personal embarrassment, loss of reputation, all that stuff, you're going to have to put a value on it. And I will tell you this, as I said earlier, I'll try to help give some guidance. You can reject it or not, because it's your choice. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be asking you for a number for all these people that is in the 7 figures. That's how serious we take this. And there's also a punitive damages element that may go to you depending on what the judge decides. And that's going to be another decision you'll have to make based on how bad you think this is and what this conduct deserves that's been done to these people. At the end of the day, it's about what's legal, what's moral, what needs to be done to make up in some way for what's been done to these deputies that have spent their careers defending this community and living in this community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Mr. Osborne.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is David Osborne, Jr. I represent Joseph Foreman. He does go by the stage name Afroman. And I want to thank you for your service today. This is not going to be an easy case. This is going to take a week of dedication of you to go through. Not an easy thing to ask, but something that we appreciate you are willing to do. This case is about the freedom of speech protections contained within the First Amendment of the United States and the Ohio Constitution. It is about an American citizen's right to make public comments about the actions of public officials, actions that took place in his own home, actions that took place within his home were part of his artistic, creative expressions. And Americans maintain a right to criticize, to mock public officials. And that includes law enforcement officers. On August 21st of 2022, Detective Brian Newland drafted a search warrant. That search warrant was based upon an interview conducted with a confidential informant. That confidential informant gave Mr. Newland information. He put it in a search warrant, and then he went and he saw Judge Roy Gabbard, and Roy signed it. From there, they went to execute that very same day. Officers from the Adams County Sheriff's Office, 7 of the 10, descended upon Mr. Foreman's residence with a hastily prepared search warrant. For a man who's famous for a song that said, "I got high," the amount of force used was excessive, to say the least. After all, based on the song, a bag of Doritos would have been enough to take him out. But they deemed it necessary to not only go to his residence with assault rifles, body armor, and even a riot shield to execute their search warrant. And all that led to a destructive search of Mr. Foreman's residence. Deputies searched Mr. Foreman's home, every one of his outbuildings, behind the couch, under the hood of a car. And you know what they found? A couple of little joints, which, let's face it, because I got high, that was expected. And then they found cash. His cash, not theirs. His. They seized all that. It was cataloged, returned to the office by Brian Newland. Newland then does what's required by law. After you search, you have to return a thing to the court that says every single thing you seized, a return on your search warrant to tell the court what you took. In that, he puts a number for the amount of cash that was there. Now, Mr. Foreman, well, let me back up because there's something I forgot during the search. For a search for marijuana, or whatever was in the search warrant, we'll introduce that later. They disconnected his security camera system. He has a security camera system in the house. He's had break-ins before. Most Americans, he has a security camera system. Yet in the middle of their search, they disconnect it. They say it's going to be because they wanted to take it for evidence. But you know where that evidence ended up? On the couch over there. Just disconnect it and leave it there. Now, what precipitated next is the primary focus of the lawsuit. Mr. Foreman did what he's done through his entire career. He took his life experiences and turned them into music, social commentary, and artistic expression. After all, one only need to look at the song, Because I Got High. The lyrics are there. I was going to clean my room because I got high. He was rapping about his life then, and his posts are talking about his life and his experiences. During the search of Mr. Foreman's home, deputies' actions during the search was captured in 2 places. One, the security system of Mr. Foreman. Joe's security system was active until they cut it. You also have body camera footage. Now, we don't have body camera footage for all 10. Not everybody was wearing body cam, but the officers that did, there is body cam footage. And he used this footage from both those locations to make his music videos. He posts them on social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok. The plaintiffs decided they did not like what Joe had to say about him or how they portrayed him, or how he used the footage of their behavior as their job as law enforcement officers, as public officials. Their response was to sue him in order to silence his freedom of speech, threaten his livelihood. After all, have you ever heard of a law enforcement officer suing a person for making a social commentary on them? Or have you ever heard of an officer suing anybody because someone said they didn't like what they had to say? Officers deal with it all the time. I dealt with it during my election. You don't sue people. You respect the freedom of this country and move on. Because, let's face it, if we don't have freedom of speech, what else is there? 250 years ago, the founders of this great country wanted to limit the government's involvement and what government officials had power over to say. And that's why we have the freedom of speech we have today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there. Do not go there. You know and I know the jury doesn't need to know what's not there. I'm not hiding the ball. Claims filter out like they should. I gave the instructions. And you don't need to get distracted about what's not in front of you. Mr. Klingler talked about punitive damages, maybe, but you don't need to know that because we're not there. I'll tell you that if you need to know it later. There's a lot of things this case is not about. So he doesn't get to talk about what it's not about. It's only what it is about. Go ahead.
Forgive me. I have to readjust my opening slightly. It should be noted that public officials, such as these gentlemen and Ms. Phillips over here, are held to a higher standard than an ordinary person. They're public officials. They are expected to be criticized and mocked. The evidence will indicate that Mr. Foreman created songs with titles like "Will You Repair My Door?" "Lemon Pound Cake." These songs went viral, yes. People connected with the message and understood what Joe was trying to say. The videos and songs resonated with the public because they addressed something that people care deeply about as Americans, and that is how law enforcement officers conduct themselves. Joe also made statements on social media about the search and the officers involved. Some of these statements were openly critical and expressed Joe's opinions about what happened. Statements about missing money. And he used some strong language, some exaggerated language. We call it hyperbolic language, to present his message and his opinion. But all these statements were a matter of public concern as well as statements about his personal opinions. The experience of law enforcement officers executing a destructive search warrant is well beyond question, as it is a matter of public concern. The plaintiffs are going to point to specific statements that Joe made. They're going to claim these statements are defamatory. They are going to attempt to remove them from their context. Statements aren't in a vacuum. There's context. If you get called a name, if my wife yells at me, there's probably context to it. That context is what we're going to show you. Because if you look at those statements in isolation and simply ignore the conduct that sparked them, you can't understand really what was going on. You'll be asked to forget much of that context of the statements. At least not the least of it is that the plaintiffs are public officials and the public has a right to criticize. The evidence will show that Mr. Foreman's statements fall into 3 categories. The first, many of these statements are his opinions. Opinions are not assertions of fact. They are Joe's subjective views about his encounter with these public officials and the execution of their duties. The First Amendment protects the right to express those opinions, even if they're harsh, even if they're mean, even if the person who is the subject of them hates them. They are protected. Second, Many of the statements are exaggerated, rhetorical exaggeration, as you might expect from a musician. After all, if you didn't have Because You Got High, if I said I just didn't want to clean my room, no one would have bought that song. You have to exaggerate something. You'll see he used colorful language, sarcasm, and satire. No reasonable person would have understood these statements to be literal assertions of fact. For example, Mr. Foreman created nicknames and made comparisons to cartoon characters. No reasonable person would understand those as a literal assertion of fact. That is a rhetorical satire flourish that has always been part of our social and political commentary in this country. After all, pick up the newspaper, you're going to see a political cartoon making fun of somebody. Watch Saturday Night Live. They make fun of people all the time. They even made fun of Joe. It just happens. It's part of our freedom of speech and also Mr. Foreman's artistic expression. The third is the extent that any of the statements assert facts. They relate to matters of public concern. Matters of public concern are exempted. These statements address how the search was conducted, what actions were taken, and how Mr. Foreman experienced this as a homeowner with these people executing their hasty search warrant. Indeed, the public's concern for such issues is reflected in the viral response that his content got. The plaintiffs bear the burden of proof in this matter, not Joe. They must carry the day. They must prove every element of their claim. Looking at the invasion of privacy due to false light, it's one of the claims that they're claiming. The plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman portrayed them in a false light that would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. The evidence will show that he did not. He used real actual footage of them performing their duties, stuff in the public domain. Joe's statements were based entirely on his personal experience and within his county of residence, which that is something I do want to clear up. Mr. Foreman lives in Adams County, not Hamilton County. Mr. Klingler is wrong about that. So he is a resident of this county. Regarding the defamation claim, plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman made false statements of fact, not his opinions. That's very important because we all have opinions as Americans. It's one of the great things about this country is we can share our opinions whether we like them or not. Whether they like them or not, they can hear my opinions. But they must prove those statements were not opinions because public officials, they must prove that Joe acted with actual malice rather than just simply exercising his First Amendment right. The evidence will show they cannot meet this burden. Plaintiffs claim that Joe portrayed them in a false light, but evidence will show Joe used direct footage from the security cameras. We can see what they did. They executed the search warrant. It's all on camera. There's nothing false about showing them that way. There's nothing false about Mr. Foreman having opinions about how they did and them. However, when they executed that search warrant, that became a matter of public scrutiny. People could watch it. People could see what was done and form their own opinions. And they can share those opinions. And he has a right to create artistic expression based on those opinions, based on that content. The plaintiffs, it goes without saying that they don't like what Mr. Foreman said about him. But they don't have to. That's part of our right in this country. They don't like his commentary. They don't like his art. But the First Amendment does not protect speech that we like. It protects all speech within it. It protects commentary, criticism, especially on occasions such as this. It protects speech that I would not like. Speech I've suffered. It protects it. You may not like the speech you hear, but it's protected. Throughout this trial, you'll hear testimony and see evidence that demonstrates several key points. You will see the actual videos and social media posts Mr. Foreman created. You'll be able to judge for yourselves whether they are false, whether they're his opinions, whether they're artistic expression that is all protected. It's about the right to comment on criticize public officials without fear of retribution, without fear of getting sued. It is about the right to create artistic expressions that are matters of public concern. The plaintiffs are law enforcement officers. They perform a cardinal public function. But with that public role comes public accountability. It also comes a certain standard that you have to understand. And as public officials, they can be criticized. They may not like it, but it's allowed. Plaintiffs have the burden of proving their claims. The evidence will show they cannot meet that burden. The evidence will show that Joe's videos, posts, and commentary were artistic expression for matters of legitimate public concern, his opinions on the law enforcement officers, and how they were performing their duties. If the plaintiffs prevail in this case, what message will that send to this country if they prevail? It sends the message that if you criticize law enforcement, if you comment on how they conduct themselves, if you mock them, if you create art with them in it, they can sue you. That's not the America we live in. That's not why we have a Constitution and the First Amendment. That's not why the First Amendment is in the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, upon the examination of the evidence at the end of this trial, I'm confident you'll conclude that Joe did nothing wrong. While the plaintiffs are unhappy, upset with what was said, he exercised a right he had, a right that every American has. He commented on matters of public concern. He created art. He did what any stand-up citizen would do. He made his voice heard to the people. At the end of this trial, I'm going to ask you to return a verdict in favor of Mr. Foreman on every one of their claims. I'll ask that you vindicate his First Amendment rights. And I'll ask that you send a message to the American people that you can criticize public officials and that we are not living in a dictatorship where if you don't like what is said, you just sue someone to shut them up. Thank you.
I'm going to start calling witnesses, but I'm going to tell you what this case is not. Okay. This case is not going to be an analysis of why the magistrate issued a search warrant, or what the facts were leading to the search warrant, or the backstory of the warrant. That's the subject for criminal cases. So the fact that there's a search warrant is what this case is about, not the backstory of it. So you hear people talking about criticism of the why and the whole deal. That's not relevant testimony. We're living with, there was a search warrant, nothing backstory. This case is not about excessive force in entering. The court's already determined as a matter of law that it was not excessive. You'll see testimony of damage, but that's a legal standard about whether it's more than customary or expected in the realm of a search warrant. Search warrants are lawful forced entry. So you won't get, was that too much force? That's outside the realm of testimony. And I call these the third thing. This is not about vindication of the defendant or messaging to the public. That's things that happen from the political branches of government, the legislature, or the executive offices. Messaging is not what you're concerned with. It's the message the jury's sending. You're not messaging. It's all about how these facts affect these people. So when these little distractions and diversions come at you, I'm going to try to continue to narrow and keep you focused, not on the distractions, but on the issues and the law. Otherwise, you're going to ask later on, why did the judge give us instructions on messaging? Because that's not how this comes out. So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start going astray. Ready to go, Mr. Klingler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tee it up.
Plaintiff calls Detective Brian Newland.
hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as this you shall answer unto God?
I do.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Except you're a public official, you won't expect to have a private residence address. Mr. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Brian Newland.
And Mr. Newland, where do you live? No street address, just generally.
I live in Adams County, Ohio.
And how long have you lived in Adams County?
From 1995 to 2010, and then from 2015 to current.
What were you doing between 2010 and 2015?
I was in the United States Army.
Honorable discharge?
Yes,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a police officer.
And when did you start in law enforcement?
I originally started in law enforcement in 2014
And what position was that?
as a deputy sheriff
Where?
at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
And then how long were you a deputy in the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
The Adams County Sheriff's Office was my
Oh.
first full-time job in law enforcement, and that was from 2014 until 2023.
All right. And why did you become a deputy sheriff?
After I got out of the military, I just wanted a job that I thought would be exciting, something different. So I chose law enforcement.
Do you have family here in Adams County?
Yes.
Can you tell us who?
All my family's here. My kids, my grandparents, my mom, my brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles.
Did your children go to school in Adams County, or do they?
Yes.
You were involved in the execution of a search warrant back in August of 2022.
Yes, I was.
And I want to take you back to the night of August 21st, 2022. Were you part of a team that searched Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes.
What was your role in obtaining that warrant?
I prepared the search warrant based off information I was provided, and then I met with the judge and the prosecutor at the time prior to serving the search warrant.
And was a warrant approved?
Yes.
Can you tell us where what the subject of the search was? The property of the search.
It was the residence of Mr. Foreman. I believe the address is 1699 Russellville Road.
That's here at Adams County, correct?
Yes.
Now, were the other plaintiffs here in the courtroom, were they also deputy sheriffs or part-time deputy sheriffs that participated in that search?
Yes, they were.
And was Mr. Foreman at home during the search?
No.
Were Mr. Foreman's children present during the warrant execution?
No.
Was anyone present other than you and your fellow officers?
At the time of arrival, no.
Was anything seized or taken from Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes, there was some money and a small amount of marijuana and some miscellaneous drug paraphernalia.
Why was the cash taken?
It's common with any type of drug seizure. We seize the money in cases proceeds from drug-related sales or drug trafficking activity.
Was the money potential evidence?
Correct.
What was your role in seizing this cash, Detective?
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe I got ahead of myself. Was cash located in the property?
Yes.
Do you remember how much approximately?
Approximately $4,000.
And did you play a role in taking that cash?
Yes.
What was your role?
I was provided the cash or provided the money that was located by another deputy. I counted out the money, put it in an evidence bag, and then at the end of the search, I transported it back to the sheriff's office.
All right. Did you take any of the money?
No.
Did you ever take any money from the evidence bag?
No.
Did you ever take any of Mr. Foreman's money?
No.
Was your counting of the cash recorded on your body cam?
Yes,
And have you had a chance to review that?
I have.
Has Mr. Foreman accused you of taking his money?
Yes.
Are you aware that the cash was ultimately returned to Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
And can you tell us why that was?
The prosecutor at the time decided we're not going to pursue any criminal charges, and the property was released back to him.
Okay. Were you present when Mr. Foreman picked up the cash that had been seized?
No.
Do you know whether any press was invited to attend the return of this cash?
I learned that there was later.
Okay, but you weren't there.
Correct.
Can you tell us what happened when the money was returned to Mr. Foreman?
Your Honor, I would object to that. He's already testified he wasn't there.
Okay, let me rephrase it. That's fair. Was an allegation made that there was less cash than there should have been?
Yes.
And who made that allegation?
I believe Mr. Foreman.
How did you learn about this discrepancy?
The evidence technician at Lisa's property had called me and told me that the account was short.
Tell us what you mean by that. The count was short.
Just that there was more money listed than what there was inside, and that was less money was returned than what was indicated
And where was this amount indicated?
on the bag.
On evidence bag?
Correct.
So I'm understanding you correctly. The amount of money that was indicated on the evidence bag was more than what was actually returned to Mr. Foreman.
Correct.
And were you able to account for that discrepancy?
I wasn't. No.
What happened?
Once the allegation was made, the sheriff contacted the Claremont County Sheriff's Office to conduct an independent investigation.
Do you know whether an independent investigation was conducted by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
All right. Did they conclude that any money had been taken?
They said that there was not any money taken.
Did that stop Mr. Foreman from continuing to claim you had stolen $400?
No.
Did he accuse anyone other than you of stealing money?
He multiple times he accuses all of being thieves.
Do you know where he made these allegations?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, social media.
How did you learn about these accusations on the internet that you were a thief?
Friends and family were sending them to me.
Were the accusations true?
No.
I think you said you've reviewed your body worn camera from that night.
Yes.
And were you able to tell what happened?
From what it appeared as if I began counting money, I stopped to reshuffle money that was in my hand and then began counting again after putting money down. And it was at some point there was a discrepancy in the amount that there was and the amount that I counted.
Was it a miscount?
Yes.
Now, were any charges ever brought against Mr. Foreman as a result of this warrant execution? I may have asked you that. I'm sorry.
No.
Sometime after the execution of this warrant, Detective Newland, did you become aware that Mr. Foreman had posted certain things other than being a thief about you on social media?
Yes.
And how did you learn about these posts?
Friends and family were also sending them to me.
Ms. Gratzer, could we see Exhibit 16?
Yes. We need to switch it to the other, to the HDMI. I'm right. So if you, what is she wanting its card on?
She needs to switch to left wall, I believe.
It's loud.
You want to go to card?
Yes.
Okay, can we blow that up some? All right. Detective Newland, we're showing Exhibit 16. Can you tell us what this is?
It's one of the posts from Mr. Foreman that I was sent about me being a pedophile.
And am I reading the date right? September 2nd, 2023?
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to read it, but I will read part of it just to make sure it's in the record and that people are clear on what it said. This is the uneducated can't count pedophile police officer that stole my money. His name is baby making Brian, child molesting, newborn baby mama, newborn Newland, Detective Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little boys. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys' testicles and butt cheeks right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Can we see exhibit 17, please? Can you just scroll down so we can see the whole thing for a second? All right. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it says in part, if you pay me back the money you stole from me, I won't tell the world about your pedophile pilgrim family, you know, like your brother, that's named Will You Stop Sending Dick Pic Williams, AKA William Newland. If you get arrested in Abbs County, all you got to do is lie on me and Brian will let you go. And is that a picture of your brother beside your picture?
Yes.
And was your brother convicted of a misdemeanor?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't recall what the charge was.
It was a misdemeanor charge.
It was a misdemeanor, correct?
Did you have anything to do with that crime?
No, I did not.
Have you ever been accused or convicted of pedophilia?
No.
Let's look at, let's see, number 18. Is that a video?
Yes.
All right. Shall we play the whole thing? Or what do we have, a clip?
Yes.
Yes. Baby making Brian newborn Newland. Yeah, the serial statutory rapist with with the pedophile's brother fired from the People's Police Station. Will you stop sending Dick Pig Williams?
All right, and let's take a look at number 10. Is this a, yeah. Okay. Let's see. He used to do hard drugs. It says there in the third or fourth line. Did you ever do hard drugs, Detective Newland?
No.
He snitched on all his friends. Do you have any idea what that's all about?
No.
Now he steals money from traffic stops, bogus raids, and from Adams KK County Sheriff Evidence Room under the camouflage of law enforcement. Did you ever steal money from a traffic stop?
No.
Did you ever steal money from anybody?
No.
Then down below it says, baby making Brian Newland t-shirts on sale. You see that?
Yes.
Let's look at exhibit 15, please. And can you tell, Detective, is this a picture of you at the entering the or somewhere in the property of Mr. Foreman during the search?
Yes.
And let's take a look at 14. And do you know where this was taken? I guess you weren't there.
It appears to be the inside of the interview room at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
Would that have been where his money was returned to him?
Yes.
And part of what it says is, when I went to get my money and we realized baby making Brian Newland had stolen $400 out of the evidence money. Again, did you ever steal any of his money?
No.
Let's take a look at exhibit 15, please. Or did we do 15?
Yes.
Sorry. Number 2.
Telling the truth and the truth.
Okay, oh, sorry.
Objection.
Yes, Your Honor, I would have an objection.
Tell me what it is.
Your Honor, this objection is video because this video, if I'm not mistaken, was published within the last 2 weeks. The law on this has changed. Ohio has actually passed what's called an anti-SLAPP law, which therefore extends immunity to things, actually, in a way, increasing a person's freedom of speech rights in Ohio. Thus, this evidence to be tried here would be tried under a completely different standard than when this case was started.
Comment?
That law doesn't apply to this case, Judge, or this evidence.
Your Honor, it would apply clearly. He has no analysis other than say that I submitted a written brief to the court on this matter.
I think that was submitted Sunday.
So like I'll note the objection, overrule it, allow it to be played. Got your objection down. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Can you expand it a little bit or not?
I cannot.
So we can see the sign? Okay. Detective Newland, can you see what that sign says?
Yes.
What is it? Would you read it for us?
They stole my money.
Okay. Go ahead and play.
Videos selling my truth and my proof. How can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property, and you filed a lawsuit properly. I'm a rapper, so I'm rapping. What I can talk about what happened. Videos I exposed my
What does that say? Sorry. What did you read? Could you read what that said?
Yeah, Brian Newland stole my money.
Brian
Or
Newland
stole
stole
from
my
me.
money. And that was just published in the last few days, as far as you know.
Yes.
Can we look at number 3, please?
But telling the truth and the truth, posting videos, selling my truth and my proof.
Same basis?
Same basis on, yes.
Noted.
Can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property.
I think that's enough for now.
I'm a rapper, so I'm rapping. But I can talk about what happened. Videos I exposed my cause of.
And that was the same video, obviously. Does it tell where that was posted?
It looks like this one is on YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram?
Yes.
So 2 different platforms, same video.
Yes.
And can we look at Exhibit 9, please? And I'm looking specifically about halfway, a little more than halfway down. Do you see, Detective, where it's posted, not only did he steal my money from my house, he stole money out of the evidence room at the Adams County Sheriff's Department away from my house, making the Adams County Sheriff's Department a new crime scene. I'll just stop there. Again, did you ever steal any money from his house or from the Sheriff's Department evidence room?
No.
What's the platform?
Can you see what that one was, Detective?
I can't see on here.
Is that Facebook? No, it's Facebook. I'll represent that it's Facebook, Your Honor.
You go ahead.
So, and we can take that down or whatever. We don't need to keep it up. I don't care, but I'm done with the exhibits right now. Detective, I just want to ask you, the first one we saw with you holding, it looks like a child with a smiley face.
Yeah.
What was that originally a photo of?
That was from one of the shop with the cop events at the sheriff's office.
What's a shop with a cop event?
It's where the community donates money, and then local law enforcement will take lower income children to Walmart and let them shop for Christmas.
And did you participate in that event regularly?
Yes.
And do you know what year that picture was taken from?
I don't recall.
All right. And the little boy you were holding there, can you tell us anything about who that was? Not his name, of course, but who it was?
Just a cool little boy that got picked for Shop the Cop and chose me to be his officer.
Chose you to be what?
His officer.
And what did you do? Did you do something with him, shop with him, or what?
We put him in the cruisers, turn the lights and sirens on, parade through town, and we go to Walmart and help him shop. And we come back to the fire department or wherever and help them get their toys ready or play or, and feed them pizza, stuff like that.
And you did that more than 1 year?
Yes.
And that was a photo that Mr. Foreman or somebody on his behalf took and used in that pedophile posting?
Yes.
So, Detective, What effect did it have on you when you saw these posts that you're a pedophile?
I was angry, sad, depressed, upset.
Why were you sad or upset? It's just isn't it just somebody exaggerating or making jokes or
No,
making a comment?
I didn't find it funny at all. I work in law enforcement, have kids, have friends, family. I was involved in the schools. And then I'm being blasted all over social media for the entire United States to see that I'm a pedophile.
Did you ever have any evidence that other people were seeing these things other than the fact that it's on social media? But did anybody ever say anything or do anything to indicate they'd seen it?
I've had comments made to me since day one.
Like what?
If you want the most recent example, yesterday there was a cheer competition in North Adams. I walked my 3-year-old son in to watch his sister cheer, and somebody asked me if that was another little boy I'm touching.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Where? What competition?
At the North Adams cheerleading competition.
What other examples?
Every time you go to an event, another comment's made or somebody says something. Another one I can recall is meet the team night for my daughters. We was in line to get slushies and people were making comments behind me.
What comments?
Just called me a thief and a pedophile and why was I there? And then started playing some of his songs on their phones.
Some of Mr. Foreman's Afroman songs?
Yes.
This case isn't about your kids. They're not plaintiffs, but did this have any effect on your kids that affected you in turn?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We had a motion, I filed, and never responded.
He knows better than to ask a question because I don't care about the kids because he didn't bring the kids in. So sustained.
What other indications have you had, Detective, that people are seeing and responding to this accusation that you're a pedophile?
Just what's been said to me. It's been shared, been sent to me. I've had people make comments at games, while in the store. It's just so much stuff's happened. I don't even remember half of it.
So you were a Hamilton County deputy sheriff. Sorry, I said that earlier. You were an Adams County deputy sheriff, and you're not anymore?
Correct.
Why?
I ended up leaving the sheriff's office just because of this, because of being called a pedophile and a thief.
Explain to us just a little more about why that was so upsetting that you actually left your job.
Because the sheriff's office, so I'm from Adams County, is where all my family and friends are from. The sheriff's office was my dream job, my position. I was friends with everybody, and it was where I planned to stay. It's been my career. I dedicated a lot of time over 10 years to Adams County. You know, whether it was calling at 1 o'clock in the morning or working 14 hours, I dedicated a lot of my time to Adams County, and I loved working at the sheriff's office. But it just got to be so much. If you go to a call or take a phone call or you make a traffic stop, something said. You go to Walmart, something said. I stopped going to my kids' games for a little bit because every time I would show up, everybody would be looking at me or something would be said to me. It just spared their embarrassment.
So when did you leave the sheriff's office?
I ended up leaving in October of 2023.
You have, do your kids' friends come to your house and hang out?
They don't anymore.
Did they used to?
They used to have huge slumber parties, especially on their birthdays. They'd have 10 or 11 kids over. And essentially once this started, it stopped. I don't recall the last time my daughters have had a friend over, if they've had one ever since then.
Detective, did you ask Mr. Foreman to take down these posts?
I didn't personally.
Did you, through your attorney?
Yes.
And have they been taken down?
No.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Those are all of my questions. Thank you.
Is this a good time for a 10-minute break?
Yes.
Then we'll do that. Go off the record, take a 10-minute break. Thank you.
So Brian, you're still employed as a police officer, correct?
Yes.
You're employed in Norwood, correct?
Yes.
When you went to Norwood, you got a pay raise, correct?
Yes.
You were asked questions about a search warrant. Is it correct to say you were the chief in charge of executing that search warrant?
Correct.
And you counted all the money?
I did.
You had full control of it the whole time?
Not the entire time, no.
Okay. So walk me through the process by which you cataloged the money.
So while we were conducting a search of the residence, another deputy located the money, I believe, in a jacket pocket from a suit.
Okay.
He handed me the money, explained to me where he found it. At that point, I start to count it in the same room. Once I count it, I collect it, put it in Evan's bag, and take it downstairs.
So let's back up. That was very general. So when you counted it, where did you count it?
I counted it in the bedroom where it was located.
And you counted it on the floor.
Yes.
Okay. And you made specific piles.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not all the money that was recovered is what was coming out of the suit, right?
Correct.
Where was the other money recovered?
There was more money covered from, I believe it was an office downstairs
And where did you count that money at?
in that room.
On the floor?
I don't recall if it was on the floor or maybe on a desk that was there.
Okay. And you were wearing your body cam the whole time?
Yes.
What was the time difference between the suit jacket money and the money downstairs?
I don't recall.
You reviewed your body camera.
Yeah, it's been year. I reviewed it over a year ago. I don't recall what the time frame was.
Now, Mr. Newland, let's ask that question. You were deposed, correct?
Yes.
You were deposed on August 8th of 2025, correct?
Correct.
Have you watched the body cam since then?
I haven't. Well, I take that back. I've watched pieces of it. Haven't watched the entire thing.
What pieces have you watched?
Just of me recounting, of me counting the money from the
So-
bedroom.
You watched only the part of your body cam where you recounted the money in the bedroom only.
Correct.
You never watched the part for downstairs.
I did not.
You never watched the part where you sealed the evidence bag.
No.
Did you seal the evidence bag?
The evidence bag was not initially sealed. No.
What do you mean by initially sealed?
So it's not a self-sealing bag. It has to be taped.
Mhm.
So it was placed in an evidence bag and then brought downstairs to a central location until it was transported to the sheriff's office.
In the central location, where was that?
In the kitchen?
And you left it there alone?
No.
Who did you leave it with?
When I first brought it downstairs, Officer Cooley was sitting at a counter and I asked him to keep an eye on it while I continued the search.
Okay, and did he keep an eye on it?
As far as I know, yes.
What do you mean as far as you know?
I mean, I wasn't there the entire time. I went on to continue searching the residence and come back down.
But wouldn't he be in the chain of custody?
Yeah.
So did he sign the evidence bag?
No, I didn't. He wasn't in charge of the custody in that sense of signing or sealing the evidence bag. I just brought the cash down while we was still conducting the search and asked for him to keep an eye on it.
So the cash was never left alone.
That's my knowledge, you know.
Were you interviewed by a Mr. Robinson in relation to this matter?
No.
Okay. Did you make a report about the missing money?
I didn't know.
So there was this question about a return on a search warrant. Can you explain what that is?
The return?
Yes.
It's just an itemized list of property that's seized from a location during a search warrant service.
Did it include an amount of money seized on it?
Yes.
Does that amount of money match what was written on the evidence bag?
Yes.
So as far as the court knows, there was more money taken than what was returned?
I'm sorry.
So as far as the court knows with the return, more money was taken than what was returned.
That's the way it appeared. Yes.
Did you put in an amended search warrant return?
I don't believe so.
So you never corrected your statement to the court?
Correct.
Okay. Does the Adams County Sheriff's Office have a policy and procedure pertaining to the counting of money as evidence?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I haven't worked there in almost 3 years.
Well, before you worked there, did they have one?
It was, I don't necessarily know that it was a written policy, but it was to have 2 people count the money.
Did 2 people count the money?
No.
Oh, man, I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why?
So explain to me why it matters, like where you're going in this case's context. Tell me why it's relevant.
Your Honor, this is relevant because if the evidence of Mr. Robinson is admitted, which he has not been here yet, but if it is admitted, this would be direct evidence since he did not interview the person who counted the money. This would go to counter Mr. Robinson's report. And actually in my motion in limine, I talked about it in the idea that we did not have time to depose Mr. Robinson and determine what his investigation was or who he interviewed. As such, I'm asking a leading question of Mr. Newland because he didn't follow the policies and procedures. This was not taken into account by Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Robinson has made certain conclusions in his report that this would tend to cause issue with.
Mr. Robinson on the witness list,
Mr. Robinson is listed on Mr. Klingler's witness list.
is he gonna be called?
Depending on what happens, you might be.
Like, my concern's gonna be hearsay. And everything you're asking the wrong witness is in that category. I get what you're doing. I'm just trying to follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
I'm afraid I'm not understanding the hearsay argument, Your Honor.
He's gonna say what another person said and observed. I didn't see it, but read about it or doesn't have it firsthand. He already said he wasn't involved in that part of it. I'm gonna give you some room to work.
I have moved past that. That's where I was talking about the policies and procedures, which would not be hearsay in the idea he should
No,
know
I
what they
get
are.
that. I'm just trying to track where you're going so I don't miss the ship sailing. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Newland, you worked at the Adams County Sheriff's Office from, what was the date on that? 2014 to 2023.
Yes.
During that time, when you started the sheriff's office in 2014, you reviewed the policies and procedures?
Yes.
So you would have seen the policy on counting cash.
If there was one at the time, yes. I don't recall.
So you don't know if there was a policy at the time?
Correct.
So how do you know it was supposed to be counted by 2 people?
That was the practice that we normally adhered to. It would be counted by one and then recounted by a second.
And the second person would initial the evidence bag?
No, it was just kind of like almost like a system of checks and balances. And then the seizing officer would still initial and seal up the evidence.
This may sound an extremely stupid question. How many times did you count the money?
I counted it one time.
Why only once?
At the time, there was so much going on. I counted the one time, put it in the bag, and until we got done.
Okay. So when you retrieved the bag, you never counted it again?
Correct.
Okay. Did you seal the evidence bag before you left?
I did not.
Did you seal the evidence bag at the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, it was sealed at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
I didn't ask if it was sealed. I asked if you sealed it.
Yes, I would have sealed the bag.
Back to the deposition of August 8th, 2025. Do you remember that day? Do
Yes.
you remember I asked you about the money?
I remember that conversation about the money, yes.
Do you remember I asked you if you sealed the evidence bag at that time?
I don't recall you asking that.
Really? Okay. Did you ask the sheriff to do an investigation on the missing money?
I didn't know.
Okay. So I just want to get something clear here because my notes are a little fuzzy. You were in the Army at the same time you were a deputy, right?
So yes, I was in the reserves at the time.
So that's why you would have been a full-time deputy in 2014 and then discharged honorably from the military in 2015?
Correct.
Okay. You said this job was exciting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by exciting?
So like I said, when I left the military, I wanted a career that would be not mundane, but kind of like an exciting, something new type of career. So I chose law enforcement.
Okay. And you've been called derogatory names before, correct?
Yes.
Significant derogatory names, correct?
Yes.
And that's by members of the public, correct?
Yes.
And that was prior to 2022, correct?
Yes.
And you mentioned you have some brothers. Do you have a brother that worked in law enforcement?
Yes.
Was he the chief of People's
He was.
Police? Why did he leave?
Why does it matter?
Your Honor, it has been brought up because one of the images has William Newland. And as you read through the post actually talks about Mr. Newland leaving the police department. So therefore, I am building a foundation to show the truth of what statements are in there.
Is that the reference to the plaintiff's picture you're talking about?
It's a reference to one of his exhibits. Yes, give me a second. I'll tell you which exhibit.
As long as it refers to that exhibit, I get where you're going, so you can keep going.
I'll re-ask the question. Why did your brother leave the People's Police Department?
He was charged with some kind of crime through Adams County prosecutor's office. He was subsequently convicted, and he resigned or quit sometime during the process.
And it is a fair statement to say it involved minor children?
I really don't know anything about the investigation.
You don't know anything about your brother's crime he was charged with?
Just what I've seen on Jail Tracker in the past.
So you're not close to your brother?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you close to your family then?
Yeah, most of my family.
Then why not your brother who's in law enforcement?
Well, we were both in the Army at the same time, separate parts of the world. We kind of got close again. And then once this, his issues happened, we kind of just drifted apart again.
So you drifted apart once he had a criminal problem?
Correct.
Let's talk about that. Has anybody asked you about that prior to 2022 when he was charged?
No.
No one asked you about your brother?
I'm sorry. Like before he was charged and it came out to everybody? No.
So no one asked you about your brother being charged with a crime?
Yeah, after the fact, I've been asked about
When was the first time you were asked about it then?
it. It would have been shortly after he was charged or arrested. It was all a complete surprise to me.
And that was prior to Mr. Foreman's video and post, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So now you've said people have treated you differently since Mr. Foreman's post.
Yes.
So people come and ask you about your brother. Did they treat you differently because of that?
It was just on a smaller scale. I was asked about it, and then that was it. It wasn't shared, and I wasn't put in music videos and everything else because of that reason.
But your brother's criminal charge and everything was in the front page of the local newspaper, correct?
Yeah.
So everybody in Adams County knew that your brother was charged.
Correct.
And so did people treat you differently at that time?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Why didn't they treat you differently?
That'd be a question for them.
Okay. Would it be because they knew you?
Since he said he doesn't know, you shouldn't ask that question, strike it.
We'll strike the question, move on.
Thank you. See, that would be a classic example of testimony from the lawyer, not the witness who said he doesn't know. Go ahead.
If you don't know if they treated you differently when your brother's was on the front page of the paper, how do you know that your treatment today, or as you've testified to, was due solely to Mr. Foreman?
Well, prior to this, nobody called me a pedophile. Prior to this, there was nothing published about me being a pedophile. Prior to this, nobody asked me if I was molesting my own 3-year-old son.
What about the office? Let me rephrase the question. Did the officers that you work with at Norwood put up a picture or an image of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did you ask them to take it down?
No.
Did they think it was funny?
Yes.
And they're in law enforcement?
Yes.
Do they think any different of you because of this?
I don't know.
They don't treat you differently?
I don't really, I mean, I work with them, but I don't really associate with them. I go there and I do my job and I come home.
When you interviewed for the Norwood Police Department, they never held anything Mr. Foreman said against you?
I don't believe so, no.
Would it be fair to say it did not affect your professional career then?
Oh, it absolutely did.
How so?
Even if I move locations from Adams County to Cincinnati or to Los Angeles, people still ask if I'm a pedophile. People still ask me what it's about. People still ask me if I'm a thief.
But the people you work with do not ask that, correct?
They don't ask me, I know.
When you were interviewed, your future employer never asked you that question.
No.
So then when you say it damaged your reputation, you're only referring to people in the public, correct?
No. That's just what people in the public is what I know. Maybe people do have bias against me, in law enforcement. I don't know.
Okay. Were you ever passed up for promotion because of this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Were you ever disciplined because of this?
No.
And you agree while you're out in the public, people are seeing you perform your law enforcement duties?
Yes.
And based upon what they see, they will make comments about you, correct?
Yes.
So how you perform your duties reflects on your reputation?
Yes.
And you've testified in the courtroom before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever testified in a civil case before?
No.
Have you ever testified in a civil case that involved the duties of a police officer before?
No.
You've had citizens comment on your execution of your duties before, correct?
Yes.
Not all those comments have been positive, have they?
Correct.
And so you would agree that as a police officer, you are subject to public scrutiny?
Yes.
And you've never sought to keep your status as a law enforcement officer secret?
No.
Have you ever been in a local newspaper?
Yes.
Was it positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. But not everything they write is positive, is it?
Correct.
As you've said that people can comment on your execution of your duties as a police officer, did you follow the procedure correctly in execution of the search warrant?
In the execution of the search warrant itself, yes.
Okay. So you knocked on the door as required by law?
Correct.
Okay. And then you decided to kick it in?
Correct.
And then when you couldn't kick it in, you went to the side door with a battering ram?
Correct.
Why did you try to kick the door in with your foot?
Is this what we're not trying?
Your Honor, he has opened the door and saying that his,
No, I closed the door. So I don't think we're trying the search warrant case.
Your Honor, he is claiming that his reputation is linked to how he performs his official duties. I am merely introducing that he has not followed procedures, and therefore a person can criticize him on that, and therefore he would have that as part of his reputation that everybody would have to consider.
We don't have any standard against which to measure that, which is the whole point.
Mhm.
So how are we gonna get a standard against which to measure that? Otherwise, you get a dance in the pea patch. I said, we're not dancing it.
If we can't present that he hasn't done his job correctly and that that would reflect negative on his reputation, then I don't understand what we would be presenting that, because his reputation is exactly what he is claiming is damaged. It is the very issue that they're going to ask for money damages about.
Do you have an expert that's gonna say there was a violation of the search warrant process?
No, we're just going to introduce policies and procedures in place at that time.
There are some?
There are, yes.
Well, then put the foundation out there first. Like my prior decision, like made that clear. I'm trying to work with you, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty good about staying laser focused.
I'm trying to ask the questions now so I don't have to recall Mr. Newland after the sheriff, Kenny Dick, is called so he can tell us what the policies were at that time. But I can save this line of questioning and recall him later for it if that would be more amenable to the court.
I don't like see policies and procedures on your witness list.
The witness list or exhibit list, Your Honor?
It's all together, so exhibit list, like I might have an old one.
There is an amended one, if I may, Your
You
Honor.
have one, Mr. Fenner?
Yes.
Amended when? Mine stated March 12th, so if you amended it on Friday, I might be out of date.
March 12th.
I have an amended witness list. You know, see Sheriff's Office policy and procedure.
Policies and procedures for Adams County Sheriff's Office.
So that's the, this is the whole policy procedure manual.
Yes, Your Honor, although we're going to try to tailor it to just what's relevant so we don't have an entire manual.
And Judge, we stipulated to the authenticity of
So that comes in.
that document, so I don't think you need to witness to come in and authenticate it.
Keep her going then, Mr. Osborne.
I would note I would need Mr. Dick to come in and say they were in place at the time, as Mr. Newland can't remember that they were in place at the time.
We might be able to stipulate that.
Now, it's not every time you're in public that people yell and scream thief or pedophile, correct?
Correct.
There's quite a few times you can have a peaceful meal with your kids and never have any problems.
Correct.
It's only at certain times this occurs, correct?
Correct.
Have you ever been accused before of stealing money from traffic stops?
Yes.
It was not Mr. Foreman that accused you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Have you seen a copy of Mr. Robinson's report?
I may have seen, like, I don't believe I've seen the whole report. When he first conducted the report or conducted the investigation, I was provided a copy of the report or a partial copy.
But you never sent that to Mr. Foreman, did you?
I didn't know.
You would agree if someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration?
I'm sorry.
If someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration, wouldn't it?
Yes.
nobody would take that seriously, correct?
I'm sure somebody would.
So when you talk about your reputation, are you talking about your reputation only in Adams County, or are you talking about it in the whole world?
My reputation in general. Adams
And what-
County, Hamilton County, the entire world.
The entire world.
Hmm.
So you care what people think about you in Australia?
When it affects me and my job, yes.
How does Australia affect your job?
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just using it as a generalization. If it affects me and my personal life and my job, yes, it matters to me.
Now you're claiming that by being called a thief, you were painted in a false light.
Yes,
And what exactly does that mean?
that I was being painted in a false light.
You've been accused of stealing from traffic stops before.
So being accused of stealing in traffic stops before was when money was seized and forfeited by the courts and no longer returned. And I was, unquote, quote unquote, called a thief.
Okay.
Never to this extent.
Okay.
Never to this broad,
But you would agree there is some similarity here. Money was seized here too.
correct.
Times as a law enforcement officer, did any of those cause you to quit your job and find a job in another place?
No,
You said, I think, that some officers in Norwood posted, was it a picture of Afroman, of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
yes,
Did they post a picture of the accusation that you're a pedophile?
no,
As a public official, you're subject to scrutiny, I believe was Mr. Osborne's question, and you agree with that, correct? You're subject to scrutiny.
yes,
And when you became a police officer, did you think you were signing up for being called a pedophile and having to lose your job?
no,
Do you think do you think being called a pedophile is just an exaggeration?
no, I don't.
You got to ask the question about your emotions and whether or not you've seen a doctor. And I believe you said you haven't.
No.
Can you tell us anything about the atmosphere in law enforcement circles that, as you've experienced it, and the attitude toward therapy and emotions and that sort of thing?
There's a stigma on seeking medical help or seeing a doctor or taking therapy. You just expected to take it and move on, and it's all fun and games, kind of like, them posting that picture on my computer. I didn't find it funny at all, but they did. Like, it's just that stigma, around law enforcement in general.
So you've been dealing with this by yourself, as you say, without medical help.
Yes.
Those are all my questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you. Just a few more questions, Brian. You would agree that there was mistakes made during the search and counting the money and everything, correct?
Yes,
So it was not done perfectly, correct?
correct.
You mentioned that as an officer, you're supposed to take it and move on. Is that part of having a thick skin as a police officer?
I guess you could work that way, yeah.
Is it correct to say that the officers at Norwood found it funny, but you didn't?
Correct?
So some people find things funny that you don't find funny?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Or step down. What do you got that's gonna get you 30 or 40 minutes? Mr. Klingler?
Our next witness, Judge, is Lieutenant Lisa Phillips.
Can you get through your direct by 4:15 to 4:30?
That may be difficult.
And give me somebody you can get through.
I think I can get through my direct, Judge.
That's the goal. Thank you. So,
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You be seated.
go ahead, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
Lisa Phillips,
And Lisa, where do you live?
Adams County,
How long have you lived in Adams County?
at least 24 years or so.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
When did you start your career in law enforcement?
2001.
And what were you doing at that time?
I graduated high school in 2000 and went to the police academy,
Well, what academy did you go to?
Greenfield Police Academy in Hillsborough.
And how long have you known you wanted to be a police officer?
Since I was a kid.
What was your first position then out of the academy?
Part-time at West Union Police Department.
And then when did you become, was your next job a deputy sheriff?
Yes, sir.
When did you start as a deputy sheriff?
September of 2002.
And do you have family here in Adams County?
Yes.
Do you have a husband?
Yes, sir.
You have a child?
Yes, sir.
How old is your child?
She's 21.
And did she go to school here in Adams County?
Yes, sir.
Do you have other family in the area?
I got grandma and cousins and family like that.
And did you ever serve as a school resource officer?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell us about that.
I took the job full-time at the sheriff's office as a school resource officer is what I started off as, deputy sheriff, school resource officer. Then was there for the kids, keep the kids safe, out of any kind of danger. I also was there for the kids, as far as, bonding with the kids, and keeping them, as far as like way of life, just you need somebody else to be there, Sometimes they need somebody to talk to. I did that quite a bit.
And did you sometimes greet the kids when they got dropped off at school?
In the morning, I directed traffic at the school.
And did you have occasion to know any of Mr. Foreman's children?
I don't know him by name, but I have let him out of the vehicle before, or not let him out, but greeted him
you part of the team that executed a warrant on Mr. Foreman's property?
Yes, sir.
That home was located here in Adams County on Russellville Road.
Yes, sir.
And how did you come to be a part of that warrant team?
I was called in. I wasn't actually working.
You weren't on duty?
No, sir.
And is that part of your job? Even if you're off duty, if you need to be called in for something, you drop everything and go do it?
Yes.
Was Mr. Foreman home during the warrant execution?
No, sir.
Were any of his children present?
Not initially.
Did you see any of his children that night?
In the vehicle with their mother.
Just to clear that up, can you tell us what happened?
Come in the driveway, and I was on the outer post of the house as far as like the perimeter area. And she pulled up with the kids, and I went over and spoke with her, and I told her we probably wouldn't be good for the kids to see us, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't be there to
Do you know
be
whether
upset or anything.
excuse me, do you know whether the children live there or do they live somewhere else?
They live up the road. I mean, up down the road from there.
With their mother?
Yes.
So then did they leave or did the children never went into the house or anything?
No, sir.
Did you take any money that night?
No, sir.
Sometime after this warrant was executed, did you start becoming aware of things Mr. Foreman was posting about you on the internet?
Yes, sir, I did.
We have some exhibits that we want to show you. Do you have them lined? Do you have them lined up, Natalie?
I have them pulled up,
Okay.
they won't play. but-
Yeah. Let's go to the first one. Is that the order that we put them in?
I have the order.
Okay. Which number is this?
This is number 19.
Thank you. So Lisa, we're showing you what we've marked as Exhibit 19. This looks like a post from September 17th, 2022. Was that shortly after the execution of the warrant?
Yes, sir.
Can we blow it up just a little bit? Okay, down. Near the bottom of that first paragraph, just go down a little bit more, right there. Has anybody in Adams County verified her vagina? If you haven't, you should, or she might. I'll whoop out something bigger than yours. If this lady is your friend, I wouldn't leave her alone in my house. Or I'll put it this way, if you leave and your video system is messed up, et cetera, et cetera. And then down below a little further, my name for this particular officer is Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa. When did you first see this posting, if you recall?
Shortly after the warrant.
That was over three and a half years ago. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one. And you see here, it says disconnect after stealing my money.
What's the number?
Sorry,
20.
exhibit plaintiff's 20, Your Honor, thank you. Is suing me for humiliating her, giving her mental stress, ridicule, and the loss of her reputation. She doesn't like being called Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow, Lisa full of shit Phillips, but she loves stealing money and disconnecting cameras of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. That's March 25th of 2023, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Lieutenant Lickumlow, Lisa, stop looking at pussy back there. That's the problem. You always look at pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you've disconnected.
What number? That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow, Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me.
I don't need to know as much as the record needs to know. I work with me here. Go with it. 22.
22.
Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow, Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my account.
Was that the same one over again, or was that a different one?
That is number 22.
That's
the same-
22.
Yes.
Same one, all right. Lieutenant Lickumlow Lisa ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Is that what you understood that to say?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
This is 23.
Mona Lickumlow, Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my camera.
That's the same thing on a different platform. Do you know what, can you tell what platform that is?
Search YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram? Let's, don't play it, just pull it up, see if we can,
Number 22.
It's
number
YouTube.
22, yeah.
There's YouTube.
Mona Lickumlow, Lisa.
That's
Is that-
22 again.
That's YouTube?
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out which two platforms. Were they both the same platform?
Do you want me to go to the next, or both of those are both YouTube?
Oh, okay.
And then there's more exhibits of this.
Yes, I don't know why we had two of the same one, but I'm sorry. Let's go, you can
Can
turn,
we stop here? So for the record, are we saying that exhibit 22 and exhibit 23 are duplicates?
They are not duplicates. They are postings of the same video. One was posted on October 4th, 2022. One was posted on October 23rd, 2022. They were posted on his YouTube account on two separate occasions. One is like that.
Can we clear that
Thank
up for the record, Your Honor?
I think we just did.
I don't
Thank
know
you
when was, which
for-
one was posted when.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You're thinking like I'm thinking. Go ahead.
thank you, Judge.
20.
Let's play the next exhibit.
24.
Yes. Exhibit 24.
Mona Lickumlow, Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my camera.
When was that post? Can you see a date? Is that a different date? Oh.
But it's
Should have the witness testify probably ideally.
It's
if we can,
September
but-
25th of 2022.
Okay. And is that a different? That's a different date from the other two?
Yes.
Thank you. Next exhibit. Number
25.
25.
Mona Lickumlow, Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my camera.
And is that a different date? Whoops. Was that a different date? Well, it's not up there anymore, is it? Or,
It is up there.
okay. Can you tell, Lisa? Sorry.
Yes, sir. It's October 4th of 2022.
Thank you. Different date. Okay. Next exhibit. Is that it? All right. We have another video. We're ready to do that?
Yes.
I'm just assuming I'm going to object.
Yes, you're gonna
Because I
object
think
to
This
this.
is the one I'm going to renew my objection on.
So don't play it, just tell me what it is first. What is this?
This is a video that was posted, I believe, last Friday. Yes.
Your Honor, I will enter an objection on this. The law has changed. As I said, in April of 2025, a new law was passed, an anti-SLAPP law, which would apply to this and therefore would have a completely different standard of evidence, and we would renew our objection to it being admitted or even posted at this point.
Mr. Klingler?
That law does not apply to this video or to this case, Judge.
Your Honor, that pertains to matters of public, for the press. It also covers artistic expression and stuff. Just to have no analysis is not an answer to the question. But I will renew it.
So a really good objection, and I'll be consistent and overrule it, we'll play it, and you might be right, but if you rule it, I think I'm right. Number 26.
And this is not 26. I apologize, Your Honor. It's 34. Sorry, we're out of order because of the way of the date.
March 15. 34.
Then for the record, Your Honor, my objection would pertain to Exhibit 34, just for the record.
Did you see this already, Mr. Osborne?
Your Honor, when they listed it, I did find it and take a look at it. I was never supplied a copy, but I did find a copy on YouTube.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I wanna know. Liquor came to town. She got the pussy all around. From Adams County to the 275. Licking every pussy alive. Come on, Lisa, lick a Lisa, pussy high. Lisa, Lisa, lick a Lisa, pussy high. You really don't know her. I noticed her voice is a few octaves lower. She's not too ugly. She's not too fine, but she's might look about something that's bigger than mine. Lick 'em up, Lisa, lick 'em up, pussy life, Lisa, Lisa, lick 'em up, pussy I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all keep on laughing. She gonna eat your wife's food. When Liquor Lisa joined the Adams County Sheriff's Department, husband was complaining because she was munching on their wives' carpet. Lisa licked them slow, Lisa licked them fast, Lisa licked that the sad, Lisa licked that, lick them low. Lisa, Lisa, pussy life. Lisa, come on, Lisa. Full of shit, Phillips. She'll pull your woman over, spread her legs and seal her lips.
Fine, dancing in the driveway. Same how the pussies. I need to learn how to count how many pussies I lick. You know, and that this is the where I have to swallow. Like it's being said, are you potato licking one of Lisa Phillips, pussy licking Phillips? And I'd be at Walmart. You call the guy on your voice. Or asking you, something like that. Like a female or a guy asking you for vagina. I don't know. I must ain't and have me on your page. Obviously, I haven't had sex, ain't got a child. I don't know about that, yeah. They didn't make money off of it. They should decide, should I put it out in front of my penis? I was on the way to work one morning, a companion was stop sign. Commissioners had contracted a crew that was working with the companion. I get hollered, Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. No one calls, or even have to work and get a holler from Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. Pussy licking. Not a big dog, not a big. Not sure what happened. I feel weak because I can't keep it. Yeah. one that I have to emotional because lying, lies. I've had these voices my entire life. And that way, one, you better not have these voices, all right? I did not have sex dreams. I did not have a penis. I shouldn't have to prove I don't have a penis. Or I have a penis here and the rest of the guys not working. And pull people over and let them pussy on me sometimes. Look at me, tell me what it is. Listen, just press me. Obviously, it's right here.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I didn't know that hurt you like that. You know, you kind of intimidated. You know, I know you. I'm sorry. You got raided my house. You knocked down my door. I was upset. I would never shoot you, or I would never try to punch you. I thought I cracked some musical jokes that I didn't know they hurt you that bad. I'm sorry. I think you're a nice little lady. I didn't know you was a biological lady. I'm sorry. I was just having fun with the bad situation. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Oh, man, Jesus. Hang on, let's take a little break, everybody.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is that? Oh, this. I did a show one night, and this girl said, "Hey, Afroman, I want to give you some sisters."
Minimally, $1 per hour.
Is this part of it?
I usually put kids in front of him, keeps the kids in the car.
That it?
I'll give you 15 minutes tomorrow to start. We're done. She's still under direct. You're directed not to coach her testimony. You can talk about other matters, but not her direct.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
We'll start at 8:15 tomorrow, and you can have your 15 or so then.
Thank you.
Thank you for good work today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go ahead and go off the record.
So I'm just going on record to state